Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here with Jason Blaha Strength and Fitness, and today I thought I would chat with you guys and gals a little bit about a big problem that we do have that the online world creates. But a quick reminder, if you guys will please click like down below and please drop me a comment down under the video. I'd appreciate it so much. Let's get over to the topic. We get into this situation to where the internet has created extremely unrealistic physique standards for people. And again, I'm a strength guy, not a physique guy. But again, I have decades in this game. I'm 48, almost 49. I've been in this a really, really long time. And I know plenty of guys out there with phenomenal physiques know what they really do. And the fact of the matter is, we have a situation to where when someone actually is really and truly a natural guy who doesn't have great lighting, and we've seen this a number of times, and I've seen like Ben Carpenter, I think, talk about some of it and put people up who are like, these guys have great physiques. Some of these other people are like, these are great natural physiques. This guy's got 15 years of hard work over here. But they don't meet anywhere near the standards of what some influencers, sometimes 3 years of experience, has surpassed. But what they're not understanding is these physiques you're seeing online from these influencers, they're generally not only on drugs, right? It's lighting, it's Photoshop, it's a pump. They've oftentimes peaked for that. Let's keep that in mind. Most of these guys are not shirtless every week on camera. Right? Let that sink in for a minute. These aren't dudes who are running around doing their stuff every day. Like if you guys watch me, I'm pretty much have no shirt on in all my workouts year round. I vlog every single training session. Like this is just what I look like. These guys don't look like oftentimes what you're seeing. They've peaked sometimes for that. Perfect gym lighting. My God, some of them are shaved and oiled up with a fake tan for the shirtless video they're doing. Okay? You factor in all the Photoshop. I see that a lot. We see Photoshop, we see AI. And these are guys selling the physique, and then people say, well, that's normal. I mean, it's why wouldn't you do that? Because it was false advertising. Like if you're marketing, with the stuff you're doing as selling a program or whatever results, and you're photoshopping everything and all these filters and all this stuff. It's like, guys, this is not real. But I think the problem is that people then get these ideas in their heads that because this guy claims natural, who's on Tren and Mast and growth hormone and everything else, right? He's on all this stuff. Sometimes they're on 5-6 different drugs. And they do stuff to get ripped. They use all sorts of stuff to suppress their appetite. I mean, I don't think people understand when you talk to some of these people when they're preparing for photo shoots or a contest or anything, the drugs they even take to suppress their appetite. They're eating nicotine and all sorts of other stuff, just to control the appetite so they can get that lean. So it's not sustainable for them. And that's the point you have to understand with what a lot of they're doing. If they literally have to chew nicotine gum every day, and take Clen every day just to get that lean and control the appetite and to keep the binging under control and everything else, this is not sustainable for them. So if it's not sustainable for them and they know how to get there, what makes you think that you're going to look like that? They can't even look like that. Okay? And I think people lose sight of that when they're looking at this, but they've been told that this physique over here, this is obtainable, but it's like the guy's on lots of drugs. And I'm not even against necessarily guys doing that. Look, if someone wants to do drugs, they can go do drugs. This is their business. That's a personal choice. I don't have a problem with people making personal life choices. But are they advertising it and marketing it? And then they're throwing the natural tag on there too. It's like, come on, guys. And all these people think that they're going to obtain this, and they're not. They're not. And it's not just the drugs, it's all the other stuff, because plenty of guys use lots of gear who might be pretty big who still don't look anything like that. So then you have the issue of Photoshop, lighting, peaking, pump. Do you see how crazy this gets real quick? So we need to be clear. People are like thinking then that this is some obtainable look, or it's like, oh, they've obtained it through their knowledge, but they don't really look like that. And so let's set that aside. a lot of times they don't even look like that. It's not even an issue of do they know how to get there with the drugs and the training, right? That would even be different, because then some say, okay, well, their training and nutrition knowledge is good enough, and then if they have these drugs, then they still know how to do all of it, right? They know how to actually look like that, but they don't actually look like that, not in person. And I think anyone who's been to events and expos gets a feeling for this real quick, right? You start to realize these guys are not as big as you think they are. They're not as jacked as you think they are, even in person. Okay? They still don't look like that. They only look like that in the photo or the video. Once it's been touched up, a little AI, some Photoshop. Again, perfect lighting, right? You get in that perfect down lighting. Just the right angles, okay? They can look dramatically different. They didn't look like that walking into the room. So here's the problem we have. I think people can understand the problem. This is now the standard that people are trying to ascribe to, right? This is the standard that they're trying to ascribe to, because they now believe that, you know, this is obtainable. Like, well, they did it, but they don't look like that. Do you see the problem? It's not even obtainable for them. If they can't look like that without the Photoshop and the lighting and the editing, then you're not going to look like that. Even following their advice, they can't even do it. But again, the issue is then this becomes, before long, people start to think that this is realistic, and it's not, guys. It's not realistic, and those physiques might not even be attractive to other people. Like, so people are thinking they're going to do it for whatever. And I get it if you're going to go compete in bodybuilding. Okay, hey, that's fine. But are you doing it because you want to look impressive or attractive to other people? Well, then you're going down the wrong route, right? Especially that ultra shredded, shrink wrapped look. That's not considered attractive to most people. Like, you aren't having, people look at that and go, wow, they look really good. No, they're going to be like, that looks kind of freakish. Doesn't look healthy, doesn't look right. But keep in mind, they don't look like, you're not going to look like that either. But guys will get obsessed with it, to the point where they're losing muscle. And I'll see guys who do that. They want to get so shredded. I'm like, okay, are you doing it for an event? These are not sustainable, realistic things. If you're doing it for an event or a photo shoot, I get it. Okay, right? You want that photo shoot to go well. You want these pictures to have for your stuff. By all means. Okay? Problem is, though, then they're using that for then their marketing for their personal training. It's like, we're back over to these bad tactics. But it creates unrealistic standards. I get it if you're about to do a bodybuilding show. Okay. But if you're not doing those things, people are trying to get to these standards that are not, you're doing it for one thing to have, you're going to spend 6 months of your life peaking for one day at the beach, where you're not going to feel good. Like, you're not going to be performing optimally. You probably need to be careful out there in the heat, sweating, dehydrated like that. You're going to get hurt. You could die when you're that emaciated. So they don't understand that, though. But it's created an unrealistic standard of what a good physique is, of what looks impressive. The average person you don't need to look anywhere near, not even anywhere near how these guys look, for the average person to say, wow, you look really good, and to give you compliments. And we've lost sight of that because of the internet. We've lost sight of what people look like in the real world who actually work out. And definitely lost sight of what's obtainable without drugs. And the internet has caused this with all the fake natties. And it's just a very unfortunate set of events. But people need to put it into context. They need a context for it. Because it's not reality.